What's up, guys? Welcome back to another iconic LED video. Today we're continuing part 2 of the analog horror series. We're going back into SOMNIUM DREAMVIEWER. I actually couldn't stop thinking about it. I thought that first intro video was so good that I'm really excited to get back into it. So, if you haven't seen part 1, I'll link part 1 in the description. Go back and watch part 1. Here's part 2. SOMNIUM DREAMVIEWER. This is the second video. This is called Legal Action. Alright, so, I don't know, let's just continue the series. Begin!
Attention. If you or a loved one was diagnosed with sleep paralysis,
I have.
night terrors, waking dream hallucinations, permanent nightmare syndrome, or any nightmare-related disorder, in conjunction with use of the SOMNIUM DREAMVIEWER or other SOMNIUM microtechnology
You ever had
products,
sleep paralysis?
you may be entitled to financial
Horrifying. It's the worst thing. I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy.
Nightmare-related disorders in this country in recent years has only worsened.
I'm sure I'll tell you about it someday.
Use of brain-affecting devices produced by SOMNIUM Microtechnologies may have put you at risk of dreams resulting in fear, despair, anxiety, and panic. In
Dude,
rarer cases, use of these
the
devices
vibe is
may
so
also
good right now.
result
I can
in
just
more
imagine
serious
this on an
symptoms.
old like CRT
Don't
TV.
delay. Call the number on your screen now.
Don't
for a
delay.
free
Call the
legal
number now.
consultation and
I'll call.
information packet.
1-800-555-4256.
This corruption of minds will not go unpunished. For those currently affected.
Oh, so this isn't even really an episode. This is like a this is like an intermissionary legal disclaimer.
Easy dose. Relief from your worst nightmares.
Bro. Dude. Can't even read that, dog. Okay, hold up. I gotta go back. This is so sick. Bro, the amount of effort they put into their little universe. Adult easy dose, maximum strength, dream suppressant. It's so cool, bro. It's such a great idea. Controls nightmares for up to 48 hours, formulated for adults. Ages 12 and over. Why would you... Okay. Alright, dream suppressant. I would never want to suppress my dreams. Alright, let's see what these say. Like lost dogs. They followed us home. Now the house is theirs. The house... I can't read that, bro. It's too blurry. They followed us home. Now the house is theirs. A house behind that will never be healed. I think that's what it said. Okay. Alright. Next video. Alright, this video is called Dream Locations, SOMNIUM DREAMVIEWER. Let's hear about it. I got so many dream locations. How to interpret your dreams, episode 1. Volume 1. Locations! I can tell you some of my SOMNIUM DREAMVIEWER locations. Very common locations include pools, the desert. Bro, I keep having this dream where I'm in this desert. Alright, let me paint a picture. I'm in the desert. It's pitch black, right? And it's so cold. The air is so cold, but the sand is so warm. And I'm laying here, and the sands, the giant sand dunes are pulsing like waves. And all the sand is bioluminescent. It's like blue, glowing blue. And I'm just laying there, riding the waves, and it is the most peaceful thing ever. And there, I can look around, and there's a ton of other people. They're just like kind of far away. I can't really, tell who they are. But it's the best. I love that dream. So that's a dream location for me, is the desert, I guess. I'm sure I'll think of some more. How to interpret your dreams. For as long as man has dreamt, he has asked himself, how do our dreams relate to waking life? Excellent question. What can be learned from them? Well, with this series, we'll introduce you to the dream interpretation method developed by SOMNIUM researchers. Tell me about it. Locations play a major role in dream interpretation. Frequently, dreams contain locations from our everyday lives, but just as often we see landscapes born of pure fantasy. So part 1, common dream world locations. I'm actually hyped for this. Home. Not really. I don't have a lot of dreams at home. In all likelihood, you spend most of your time at home, so it's no wonder you dream about it too. Current and past domiciles are, bro, so fast. Current and past domiciles are an extremely common location for dreams, often with parts of them transported into stranger locations. Local S. Although the geometry may change, your home is always your home. Oh, kind of sweet. The sky. So many in the sky, bro. Dreams of flight are a long-time favorite of our many dreamers. If you experience them, pay attention to how you are flying and how much control you have over your motion. This is often linked to our personal confidence in achieving our goals. But above all, have fun. Bro, I remember I have dreams of flight, obviously. But what's weird is whenever I'm flying, I never feel like I'm really like being pulled. I feel like I'm being pushed. Like, I feel like I'm standing still. And if I try and fly upwards, it feels like the floor is just pushing me upwards. Like an elevator, you know? It's not very satisfying flight. And I'm scared to fall, but so many excellent flying dreams, bro. Those are obviously the best. Work. Stress and dissatisfaction in the workplace can lead to an increased frequency in work-related dreams. Often we think about our problems from our 9 to 5 as we slip into dreams. These problems can cross over or manifest in different ways. Just remember, in your dream, you can always quit. Bar. No. I've never had any in my... Never, none at work. Never any at work. Little stroke. Forgive me. The labyrinth. No. Feeling of guilt or doubt may lead you to the labyrinth. See the others trapped with you, marching towards the infinite center, running from their past towards an uncertain future. The labyrinth traps us all. You've been here before, and you will be here again. Never been to the labyrinth? Okay. If you have, I'm sorry. Where else? You were always here, comforting others on the... Oh my... Holy crap, I hate that. I hate that. Okay, alright. I want to read. You were always here, comforting others about those discouraged. The labyrinth that exists within us all. Forgetting is a quiet comfort. You will always be watching. Oh my goodness, I hate this. I don't want to go to the labyrinth! School! 75% of surveys respondents reported having dreams of being in school, even years or decades after graduating, as high school is a formative time. Stress and emotions from that experience often imprint themselves on the deepest parts of our psyche. Don't worry though. Those tests you didn't study for aren't real. Dude, so many in school, and usually they get crazy. Like, dangerous, bro. They get scary, dude. Definitely school, though. Big school location. Thank you for coming on this journey with dream interpretation with us. Stay tuned for more resources to guide you on your journey of introspection and self-actualization. Episode 2 down. That was an excellent episode. That one was really fun. I like that one. Bro, okay, I'm into this. Somnium DreamViewer. Let's keep going. See, what's cool about Somnium DreamViewer is not even as a analog horror, but it's actually informative. And it's actually like a lot of this stuff is true. Because I know a lot about dreams. Because I love dreams. I think they're awesome. So a lot of it's true. Which is cool. This episode's called Hallucinations.
Mommy.
Good morning, baby.
Mommy, I had a bad dream last night.
Oh, baby. Daddy's still asleep. You better be quiet.
Oh, what a freak. Okay. I love it. The Midnight Movie will return after these messages. Rock on. Grab your popcorn. Does someone you love have waking dream hallucinations? I have once, bro. Wait, I think it's different. Something else. One time I was sleepwalking. We were in our last house. 4 houses ago. So house number 5. And I start sleepwalking and my eyes are open, but I guess that's technically sleep paralysis, but I can see I'm dreaming as I'm walking around in real time. So I remember I walk into my brother's room and I see him playing Modern Warfare 2. That's whenever that came out. And he's like yelling at me. He's like, get out, get out, get out in the middle of the night. I'm like literally not even there. Then I walk into the kitchen. I see my mom is still awake because my mom doesn't sleep. And there's a giant eyeball on the back of her neck, bro. And it was blinking and looking right at me. Then I started screaming and she was like, what a freak? Are you okay? And I'm like, bro, there was an eyeball on your neck. I don't even know if that's what they're talking about. Waking dream hallucinations. I think it's the same thing. It was horrifying. I never forgot that. Worst nightmare of my life. Not really. But very scary. Worst nightmare of my life is straight up demonic. Real sufferers of waking dream hallucinations. Alright. Hold up. Let me read about you. Marco P., 28 years old, from Denver, Colorado. He suffered for 4 months, and he says, when I drive to work...
follows me. When I look up at it, I can feel its claws sink into my chest and devour me. I try not to look at it anymore, but I know it's there. I can hear its wings beating, even over the engine of my car. I can feel it staring at me through my apartment walls.
This guy's cornball, bro. Cornball. Oh, I'm so scared. Elena. Gainesville.
Somewhere in the corner of my eye. At the store, I'll see it slither past the end of the aisle as I turn the corner. In the car, I'll see it in the rearview mirror, curled around my headrest. At home, I'll hear its scaly belly dragging along my roof just feet above my bed.
Ooh, cornball. Not scary. Carol.
My husband tries to get me to open the front door sometimes. He'll be home from work, bringing back groceries, or trying to see the kids again. He'll scream, cry, plead, even fly into a rage when I don't answer him for hours. I don't look through the peephole
Suffering for
anymore.
20 months.
I know it's not him. I buried him last year.
Dude, you can tell that was like a young lady trying to sound like an old...
Stories sound familiar. If you or a loved one suffers from waking dream hallucinations, there is help. Special medical facilities for those suffering from waking dream hallucinations are available at no cost.
There's one in Atlanta.
In many major American cities. These facilities can help prevent the spread of the
Rock on.
disease and the suffering that it brings. Remember, the entities that you see are not real. They cannot hurt you as long as you don't believe in them.
I'm a little reassured.
For anyone you suspect of being afflicted by these hallucinations to this number. Call now for a free consultation. There's no obligation, and we can provide
1-800-555-DREAM.
to help us manage this condition. Don't show fear. Get help today.
Dude, SOMNIUM DREAMVIEWER is so freaking good. Can we get back to our regularly scheduled? Okay. Yes, creepy. But not, corner folk. I thought that was my video. Creepy, but not like, you know. Still a little corny. I'm loving it. I love all this so far, but a little corny. So let's keep watching them. This one's called Evidence Tape. FBMI, Federal Bureau of Metaphysical Intelligence. That's so sick, bro. Look it. You got, boom. Little third eye, dream eye. You got the labyrinth right here. And what is that, a pentagram? I don't know. Tell me about it. This is an evidence archive. This evidence, I mean, this episode is called Evidence Tape.
I'm writing this down because there are only two options left as I see it. Either I'm going crazy and need to be committed immediately, or the things that I'm seeing are real. And I'm not sure what happens then. I'm not sure who to turn to, or if anyone will believe me, but this feels real. I'm afraid, but I know what's real. And I need to know that someone else will know what's going on, no matter what happens to me. I'll start at the beginning. I've always been somewhat of a recluse, not out of misanthropy, I just prefer my own company. I manage to get by doing freelance programming work that pays the bills, but it also allows me a great deal of freedom with my schedule. I've always been a night owl, so naturally I gravitated to a nocturnal schedule, and one where I never needed to worry about when I slept or woke up. Once I was free from the tyranny of alarm clocks, I became interested in exploring my dreams. I always had vivid dreams quite frequently, and I was trying to master lucid dreaming, so when I first heard of the DREAMVIEWER device, I ordered one immediately.
Okay. I'm listening. Go ahead.
I've always been interested in electronic gadgets. I'm sure you could probably tell that by the fact that I'm recording this on a note recorder and not just writing it down on paper, but among all the technology I'd seen in my life, the DREAMVIEWER was something completely different. When it arrived in the mail, I immediately opened it. I watched the instructional tapes, and I began using it that very same day. Of course, it worked exactly as advertised, but I began to notice something strange happening over time.
Tell me,
As soon
bro.
as I started using the DREAMVIEWER, all my dreams had a strange undercurrent. It wasn't something I could put my finger on at first, but the inhabitants of the dream worlds that I visited all seemed to get more and more reclusive, paranoid, and despondent as time went on.
Okay.
I also found it impossible to lucid dream. Somehow I'd always forget to reality check myself despite being so diligent about it in the past. At first, these symptoms were very mild and ignorable, so I kept using the device without thinking much of it. However, that changed the day I had one particular dream. The first thing I remember was that I was in a massive cave of blue ice. Winds howled around me and I could feel the cold gusts against my face. I wasn't alone though. This older man and I were journeying further into this cave, and soon we came across an old house, frozen in the ice. We worked to free the door from the ice and opened it. Once inside, we broke apart some wooden furniture and made a fire. I asked the man, "Why are we here?" And the first words that I had spoken to him, he said, "I cannot escape from here, but you can, if you can break your fate." Then he raised one gnarled finger up and pointed out the warped glass of the window. I stood and peered through the glass. Outside, I saw a shadowy door standing on the other side of the cave. At first, I couldn't make out a single feature, just a black rectangular shape, but as I stared, I could pick out more and more details in its presence. It shook me to my core. Its frame consumed my entire vision. It was something that somehow I knew was there before, but I had never truly seen. Its perspective was off, its corners bent the wrong way. Something about it was just wrong. When I woke up, I could remember the details of my dream as well as any, but when I tried to remember even a single detail of that door, it slipped from my mind like trying to grasp flowing water in my hands. I could feel that there was once detail in that form, but now it was completely missing from my mind. After that, my dreams always ended the same way. I would go through this world for some time. Not always in the ice caves, of course. It could be in a forest or in a city. It didn't matter. But then, at some point, I would look at a faraway wall or into a corner of a room, and I would see that door. Well, once I saw it, I would just stop and stare, and it would slowly fill my vision in my mind until I woke up. It didn't matter if I used the DreamViewer or not. I would only have these dreams, and I would always see the door. Despite seeing it every time, I could never remember it other than just as a dark and formless mass of wood. It was like there was a door casting a shadow, but the shadow was all I could ever remember of it. I feared seeing it. I feared even thinking about it. It became all-consuming. I didn't want to talk to anyone about it. It felt so silly to be afraid of something so mundane, so ubiquitous. I couldn't just tell people about something I could barely explain to myself. Another night, maybe 2 weeks later, I had another dream. I was in a car being driven through a dense city that was crawling with soldiers. The car was driven by someone I knew, and I was hiding in the back seat because this occupying military force was hunting me. Eventually, we made our way down a twisting alleyway. And we went up some stairs to a small apartment in a large, grimy
Hurry up, bro. We've got a PhD in yapology.
The guy who had driven me there
Sir yaps a
sat
lot.
at a table across from an older woman in a
From
small
Fort
room with a
Yappington.
high ceiling, lit by yellow sconces that glowed with a sick electricity. She spoke to us in hushed tones of a group called the Children of Minos, who had taken control of the city. We were part of some sort of resistance, and for a moment I remembered hearing these names before, these phrases, and some forgotten memory returned to me. But just as this happened, we heard a pounding at the door downstairs and a splintering of wood. They told me to get to the roof and hide myself, and pointed me out the fire escape as they rushed out the other door. I ran out and grabbed the rough metal rungs of the ladder in my hands, flying up the rickety framework as the sounds of violence grew louder behind me.
Dude.
I pulled myself up on the ladder
9 minutes?
onto the roof.
Oh my goodness.
There, waiting for me at the far end of the roof, was the black door. This time, though, I didn't immediately freeze upon seeing it. I took some tentative steps towards it, and then as I heard shouting and the clanking of boots climbing rungs, I moved faster. I reached the threshold, and the presence of the door blocked out all other sensation from my mind. I could barely hear the soldiers scream at me and ready their guns over the ringing and thrumming in my ears. It pulled me closer to grasp the handle, and the cold metal pierced my mind. I turned the knob, and the rotation echoed through my body and made my stomach do somersaults. I pushed forward and fell into the thick, inky abyss. I must have fallen for days. At least, it felt like days. It very well could have been weeks. I felt the barrier between my body and the darkness become unstitched, like a thread being pulled along my skin that let my soul spill out. My senses became detached and foreign to each other. I could see texture and undulation in the void, hear far-off echoes, and feel the wind blow through what was left of my physical form, but all of these sensations felt like they were happening separately, like my body and mind were being stretched like taffy across a tapestry
This
of
is,
chaos.
wait, this is actually...
I existed in
This
this
is
state,
really,
being fundamentally broken, but still conscious, like grains
boring.
of being blown through
So
the
boring. Oh my goodness. Just like hearing people talk about their actual dreams, bro, in real life. It's like, I do not care, bro. I will listen to your dream, you better keep it short and sweet. Like, a paragraph. Yeah, I had a dream that I could fly, and I saw, like, I went to the moon, and I hung out with some aliens. Rock on, cool dream. Bro, don't give me your whole life story, dog. Whole life story, golly.
Who I was.
I'm recording another video after this, too, and it's like, hurry up, bro, wrap it up.
Once my eyes adjusted to the light and I could recall how to move my body, I checked my computer's calendar. It had only been...
Well, I don't know, I mean, if y'all are interested, then I don't want to interrupt. I don't, you know, I want to make sure that y'all can still hear the video. I don't want to just speak over it. I want to be very nice, I want to be very kind, very informative. Y'all, today has been the weirdest day ever. You know why? Because I woke up, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to play a horror game today. I want to play like a folly game, something a little fun. So I played this little coffee game. And I hated it. I hated it. It was so boring. So I started a second video, and I was like, I'm gonna play this horror romance game where you're like a barista, and you fall in love with all these horror guys. So boring. I literally had to quit. So then I hopped back into Liminal State, and I was like, alright, Liminal State Part 2, I'm gonna finish it. And I got to that level where I had to do the computer, and I promise you, bro, the AI was like on, he was so fast, and he was on the ball, he literally, I couldn't get past level 2. So then out of frustration, I scrapped that video. So I have 3 recorded videos just over to the side that I am not gonna upload because I don't like them. I think they're boring. And here I am literally listening to this guy's monologue about a dream. Like, bro, come on now. Finally. Go through the door, dog. Like, go through the door. I'm actually really into tech. That's why I used a voice recorder. No, bro, you didn't use a voice recorder because you're into tech. You used it because you didn't want to write down a book's worth of crap. Alright, closing notes. Cole Sharp was reported missing on September 21st, 1986. This tape was the supplementary material was recovered from his apartment by Oakland Police Department officers, who then transferred custody to the FBMI. Is that the end? Thank you. Sharp currently remains missing. Oh no! Sharp! Alright, I mean, that one was lame, that one was boring, but I'm still liking it. And like, I see this next one is called Carol, and I'm like, bro, if I gotta really sit there and listen about Carol's story, then I don't want to do that. But I like hearing about the actual science behind the SOMNIUM DreamViewer. And like, I think it's cool listening to stories of like, whoa, this is what's happening to people, but I don't actually want to hear what is going on with them. It's just boring. Oh my goodness. That being said, I'll see you on the next video. If y'all really want more analog horror, it performed well last time, but if y'all want more analog horror, let me know. I'll keep watching some more. I'll probably finish out SOMNIUM DreamViewer and then watch like another series, but yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.